What is up, gamers? Anyone keeping up with the PTB of Dead by Daylight and the new killer, well, they know that the killer, the Legion, he's pretty dookie, dude. Even with the new upcoming buffs, he still is a pretty weak killer. So, how do we fix him? I have put some thoughts together and may have found a way to make him a powerful killer, but not too powerful, and hopes that Behavioral would be able to see this and maybe take some of my ideas to make him a somewhat decent killer. And I kind of put my faith in them. I mean, we saw the clown, we saw the spirit, they're going in a good direction. Well, and fucking Freddy 2 comes out. Dude, fucking 110 movement is okay. That's his whole point, to be slow so he can use his power to win chases rather than be M1 guy part 2, the sequel. What is obviously needed is mending time. Mending should be buffed to take around 15 seconds from, I believe, 10. This would be fair rather than just frenzying someone and then watch them heal as soon as you go after someone else. Just means nothing right now. 15 would be fine. Along with that, you need to buff the bleed out timer as well, sadly. So we will bring that up from 16 to 20 seconds. Also, it's good to mention to change the whole seeing a survivor's location. As of now, I think it's only if you hit a survivor who doesn't have deep wound you can see everyone else. I think it should be whenever you hit a survivor with frenzy, as long as the other survivors are in your terror radius, you should see them no matter what. Even if you get stunned, even if the other person has deep wound that you just hit, you should always see other survivors in your terror radius. Another thing people suggest is it takes too much hits to down a survivor. As of now, it's like 4 or 5 or like fucking 256. Somewhere around there, somewhere in that vicinity. And some people say it should be 3 hits. 1 hit to injure them, put them into deep wound shit. Another hit to like take out their timer, and then another hit to fucking down them. I think that's overpowered. That is obviously overpowered, because with a killer, you are guaranteed free hits with frenzy. 4 is good. 4 is fine. And I'm about to explain why it's even better with these new changes I'm about to tell you guys about. It's pretty dang epic. Instead of frenzy being applying a timer and just hit it down slowly while your guy looks like he learned his parkour from a 2012 YouTube video, frenzy should rather be in stages. Like each individual hit applies a new stage to the survivor. There will be exactly 4 stages. Stage 1 will be the exact same. If you hit a survivor with frenzy, you get them injured, deep wound timer, the same shit. Only difference is the timer we changed before. So it will take about, 15 seconds for them to mend and 20 seconds for the bleed out timer to be done. And with the new changes, as in if you're mending, the timer still goes down, that's also a part of it. It's the same shit. Stage 2, however, is slightly different. When you hit them, your gauge does deplete as normal, you do get stunned, but the survivor gets an additional hindered effect for 3 to 5 seconds. The same effect that the clown gets when he throws a bottle at you. So once you hit them, you get stunned, but the survivor is slowed for 3 to 5 seconds. I think that's a reasonable amount of time. It might be enough time for them to still get to a pallet, which I think is fine. If it needs to be lowered, that's fine. It's just to slightly slower them. Also with this, add-ons could be slightly altered to add additional effects to Stage 2. So when you hit someone and get stunned, they get slowed down. With Stage 2, you could add an add-on that makes them have exhaustion. You can make them have blindness. You can change it however you want. I think this is perfect for just Stage 2. Oh boy, now this is where you decide how to play comes in. When hitting a survivor for a 3rd time, initiating Stage 3, their timer gets reset to the halfway mark. This only applies though if a survivor has more than a quarter of time left, meaning if a survivor has a quarter or less on their timer, 1/4, this does not apply to them, they just go down once you hit them. But while in Stage 3, their bleed out timer goes down in chase, but half the normal speed. But when out of chase, it goes down normally. On top of that, they can no longer mend themselves, meaning they need to find a survivor to help them. So, let's say a survivor gets out of chase when in Stage 3. They need to find a survivor in 10 seconds when it's halfway, or they go down. And if they do find a survivor, Because of stage 3, it takes an additional 5 seconds to mend, coming in at 25 seconds of just mending. Then there's stage 4, or the 4th hit, which is just a down. Now, this is a great way to slow down the game. You can choose to hit a survivor 3 times, look for the location of the closest survivor due to the fact that the ores are always visible once hitting a survivor in frenzy, and leave them, with only 10 seconds to find help or go down. Or you don't have to leave, you can just wait for frenzy to start again, and then hit them again. It's up to you. You may be thinking, it's better, but it's not as good as slowing down the game. Survivors will just mend, stay injured, then do gens. And I got a good way to counter that. Make it so that Deep Wound status effect has an additional action speed reduction until fully healed, meaning healing, working on gens, all of that will be slowed until fully healed. Let's say 5 to 10% slower. So once the survivor gets out of mending, if they wanted to work on a gen, they will be 10% slower, so meaning they'll have to heal more, which will bring Sloppy into the picture, Chlorophobia into the picture, making more perks useful on Legion. Lastly, some people may say this is overpowered, so I want to offer an optional counter. When in Frenzy, the Legion can't open lockers, meaning if you're about to get hit in Frenzy, jump into a locker and wait for him to get stunned or stun himself. Then jump out of the locker and run to a pallet and rinse and repeat. It's a decent counter, but it would make the Legion's perk Iron Maiden amazing on him. It would actually have some really good use on him. If you do think this is a good idea, or at least a step in the right direction, please try to spread the word. Put it on Reddit, get the devs' attention on this video. I want them to see this and try to make this what the Legion can be or could be. I understand that this would take a lot of work to do, and considering they just released the new killer, I feel like they wouldn't really work on it, because they haven't reworked Freddy yet. They're probably going to rework other killers, and this is almost a new rework, considering you have to put new add-ons for Stage 2 and all that. But it is a good step in direction, I believe. If you think so too, please share it. Please let the devs see this. I feel like this is the only way you can make Legion somewhat playable. This would probably put him high mid-tier, maybe even top tier. I don't feel like it would be too overpowered because he could still be countered, including with that whole locker thing, but who knows. Let me know what you guys think, and if you guys really like it, please share, like, and just eat ass, you know.